Good evening. Up to another episode of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 51, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Let's get into it, man. Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyle. Let's get into a new episode. A lot to cover, man. A lot to get into with the NBA. Um, let's break down what happened from last week going to right now. And a lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about. Right. So far, when you look at the NBA landscape or the playoffs, already you got Cleveland in the playoffs. They were in the playoffs. They got bounced out, unfortunately, by Indiana. Give them credit, so they're out. That's a shocker of the playoffs. They're knocked out, so it's over for them. And Cleveland, very disappointing exit because they were supposed to be in a championship, conversation, being in the finals, winning championships. They had a great season, but they got bounced out by Indiana Pacers. Give them credit. Indiana was just a better team. They're very deep. They don't have no great player, but they're very deep as a team. They know how to score. They did a lot of great things, and they deserve to be where they at. So let's recap that because it's all about the second round, obviously, of last week. Let's get into that. It'll be a great show tonight, as always. Right now, we got OKC playing Denver. Denver trying to stay off elimination. OKC is trying to advance to the conference finals. Right now, the score is 11-11. First quarter, with 7:36 to go in that matchup. Let's go back, man. Rehash what happened last time I was on the air. It was last Thursday. Let's go back, rewind what took place now. Last Thursday, Timberwolves won 117-93 to tie the series up at a game apiece. Then Friday, give Cleveland credit. They was able to bounce back. They won 126 to 104. They stayed off, going down 0-3. Donovan Mitchell had 43 points. That'll be the only game, unfortunately, that they will win moving forward. So that was just the only game they will win, unfortunately. Then in overtime, very good game where the Thunder played the Denver Nuggets, and the Nuggets won 113 to 104. Another clutch performance by Aaron Gordon hitting a key 3-point shot. That was a big time 3-point shot that was made by um, Aaron Gordon to tie the game up. He finished with 22 points. That tied the game up at 102-102 with 27.2 to go in that matchup. And they won in overtime, winning 113 to 104. Just took over the game. But that was a key shot right there with 27.1 seconds to go. He missed some big time 3 pointers because they were down by 3 points, 102 to 99. They was able to win. I mean, get to tie when Aragorn made a 23-foot 3-point shot. So he's developing that clutch team because you look at what he did in that slam dunk that he made against Clippers in the first round. Made a slam dunk to win that game to tie the series up at 2-2. Then he makes a 3-pointer in game one against OKC to win that game. Hit a game winning go ahead 3-pointer in that matchup. That was on Monday, not this Monday, last Monday, May 5th. They won 121, 119. Let's go and hit the game winner. So he's been developing a clutch team, developing a resume, how to make big plays, make big shots in big spots. I think he shown that in these playoffs. See what he can do tonight. Uh, so that was on Friday. Now we move to Saturday. Celtics bounced back. They got a win, winning 115 to 93. They made 23-point shots and 43 points. Made 40 3-point shot attempts. They made 20 of them, 23-point shots and 43-point attempts. They shot 50% from the field, from 3-point range, 50%. So you're definitely gonna win that game when you do that. So they won 115 to 93. They was able to prevent themselves from going down 0-3, was no surprise. As a trend in that series came to winning on the road because Knicks won the first two games on the road and the Celtics won the third game on the road. So that was a trend. And the Timberwolves went to the Warriors, Golden State. Obviously, no Steph Curry. They won 102 to 97. Then Sunday, Sunday's game was not that great, especially the Thunder and the Nuggets game. That game was terrible. The Thunder won 92-87, give them credit, but that game was not well played. Um, the first quarter score in the first quarter was 17-8. That's how bad the game was in the first quarter. 17-8. Nuggets scored only 8 points in the first quarter. That's not good. They was able to lose 92-87. Then the other game was just a blowout in favor of the Pacers. They went up 3 games to 1. It's surprising, man. You expect the energy to be greater for the Cleveland Cavaliers to have a sense of urgency to try to even the series up at 2-2, but not the case. Give credit to Indiana. They won 129 to 109 to go up 3-1. They had a 41-point lead at halftime, so that game was over. Never in doubt they was going to lose that game. Then Monday, the Knicks, this was like a great game right here. The Celtics and the Knicks. Now, this is a game where, unfortunately, Jason Tatum hurt his, turned his Achilles, and they lost 113-121 to the Knicks. 121-113 was the final in favor of the Knicks. Um, Great game by Brunson, 39 points, 12 assists. Mikal Bridges played great. He had 23 points, and Karl Anthony Towns had 23 points, 11 rebounds. Um, he did enough to win. No, Nobi had 20 points, and they was able to go up 3 games to 1. Despite Tatum playing great, 42 points, but he got hurt. But even before he got hurt, that game was not going to be lost. The Knicks was going to win that game, and they was able to do that, go 3-1. And then the Timberwolves went up 3 games to 1. No surprise there, beating Golden State 117-110. Obviously, no Steph Curry is a factor in that game. And the guy's been playing well in this series is Julius Randle. Definitely found a great place, great fit for the Timberwolves. He's playing very well. He had 31 points in this game. So that trade for Karl Anthony Towns did so definitely has paid dividends for Randle and his performance. Right, Tuesday, the Pacers, congrats to the Pacers. They eliminated the Cleveland Cavaliers 114-105. So the Cavaliers' great season that they had became a very, very disappointing end. A team that dominated the league, was always the best team record wise in the East. And they go down in 5 games. So that's no excuse to be a Cleveland fan. You should be beyond disappointed to lose to the Pacers. The Pacers, yes, they going back to the conference finals for the second year. They definitely earned it. But when you're the top seeded Cleveland Cavaliers, who've been up there neck and neck with OKC, but that's the best team in the league, you gotta make sure you make it happen in the postseason. And they did. Give credit to Tyrese Halliburton. He had 31 points. He had Pascal Siakam, 21 points. So the Pacers have reached the conference finals in consecutive years for the first time. Y'all go back to 2013, 2014. That's the team that had Paul George and those guys, Roy Hibbert. Some of those teams, I believe. So that's a very disappointing end for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cannot have a season that you had and lose like that. Then you had the Nuggets and the Thunder. The Thunder beat the Nuggets 112-105. Pretty good game. Gilgeous Alexander had 31 points. They was able to win despite the great performance by the one and only Nikola Jokic. He had 44 points, 15 rebounds. And Murray played very well as well. The only thing he didn't do well was shoot well from the 3-point range. He was 3 for 13. He did have 28 points. I think the disappointing player was Gordon. Gordon uh, had only 13 points. So when he plays well, they kind of like unbeatable. And you had that third wheel Gordon doing his thing. He only had 13 points, unfortunately. So now currently they're playing right now. See, that was on Tuesday. So Wednesday, the Celtics beat the Knicks 127-102 to stay off elimination. No surprise there. A big time win, big time game by Derek White, 34 points. Then all around game by Jalen Brown, showing why he's a great player in his own right. He had 26 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists. He was definitely a facilitator and did his thing. Another thing too that's interesting about yesterday's game is the free throw shooting. Let's get into the free throw. Give credit to the Celtics. They went to the free throw line 26 times. Only made 17, 26, but Derek White went to the free throw line 11 times, made 9 free throws. Jalen Brown went to the free throw line 8 times. That's what you got to do if you want to stay with elimination. They made 22 3-point shots, 49 free throw, 3-point attempts. That's what they do. They shoot threes. 17 points for Pritchard. Cornett had a great game, 19 off the bench. Cornett had 10 points, 7 block shots. I mean, he's definitely was on point with the defensive prowess, and he's able to get the job done. So get credits due as they stay off elimination. And now the Knicks got to try to eliminate Boston tomorrow night in New York. And the Timberwolves won their series, no surprise there. They beat Golden State by a score of 121-110. Shows you that again they needed Curry. Curry just was there to be healthy enough. The hamstring. But get credit again to Julius Randle again. You got to give him maybe the MVP of this series because he had 29 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He was 13 of 18, 2 of 6 from three. He's been the best player, make a case for Minnesota in the series. Uh, Great all around game by Anthony Edwards, 22 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds, 5 of 9 from three, 8 for 15 from uh, the field. Yeah, 22. So maybe this may be the end for Golden State. As we knew them, I think this may be over for them. And currently, right now, the Nuggets lead 30-20 as Nuggets call timeout. Nuggets are leading 30-20 with 2:32 to go in the first quarter. So you look at who's leading the game. Lou Getz, Dort at 5 points, has 5 points. Jamal Murray has 11 points. So Denver's off to a great start. They're trying to stay off elimination. All right, so that's the NBA perspective. Again, you got one game tomorrow, and that's the Knicks and the Celtics. That's at 8 o'clock p.m. on ESPN. The Knicks can advance to the conference finals and play Indiana Pacers. Now, if Nuggets win, it'll be a game 7 on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. If the Knicks lose tomorrow, it'll be a game 7 on Monday, on May the 19th, on Monday. All right, so let's get into the baseball. And how about those Minnesota Twins? Minnesota Twins are a big story in baseball. They won their 11th straight game today. They beat Warriors in a shutout 4-0. Now they're 24-20. They won their 11th consecutive game. Deshaun Kersey Jr. and Byron Buxton hit back-to-back home runs for the season, first time ever, first time this year. And Chris Paddock pitched 7 shutout innings as they extended their win streak to 11 in a row. So they got 4 games over 500, 24-20. So they're looking good. Let's get the standings. Yankees are 25-18. They're top of the division, 4 games up. Uh, how about those Detroit Tigers, man? 29-15, looking very good. Top of the that division, but that division is very interesting because you look outside of White Sox, Minnesota's in that same division, 24-20. They won 11 straight. That's the longest win streak in baseball. Kansas City's 25-20. Cleveland's 25-18. But Detroit is the best in the American League at 29-15. In the American League West, Seattle's 23-19. Very competitive division. 22-20. Houston 23-21. Texas 22-21. Athletics. National League, you got the Mets 28-16, 2.5 games up with Philadelphia. The Cubs are 25-19. Dodgers are 28-15. So that's storyline that. All right. Right. So let's get into the college football schedules and the National Football League schedules. Interesting, man. Especially when you look at the Giants, man. We'll start with the college schedule because that schedule is out. Right. Let's get into the college football schedule recap and then get into the NFL schedules and look into on this day in sports history on May 15th. That'll be it for the show. All right, let's get into it, man. The college football schedule is out. Obviously, the NFL schedule is out, but college football schedule is out too. We got some interesting games starting the season for this year. Right, so we got some games, college football schedule. 2025. There are 8 key games in Week One matchups to get it started. And reasons to watch each games. Number one, you got August 28th on Thursday, Nebraska versus Cincinnati. That'll give first glimpse of the Huskers' new look offense with Dana Holgerson calling the shots. Um, so keep your eyes on that matchup. Georgia Tech versus Colorado. That's going to be on August 29th at 8 p.m. So this is going to be Deion Sanders' greatest challenge. No, his son's not going to be there, and no Travis Hunter. So that game's going to be in Folsom Field in Boulder, Colorado. Georgia Tech versus Colorado. Syracuse versus Tennessee on Saturday. That's an interesting game. No Nico on that team, so he's with UCLA. So you're gonna have Joey Aguilar competing for the right to earn the first team honors for the Volunteers. So keep your eyes on that. Alabama versus Florida State. That's an interesting game. On August 30th at 3:30 p.m. Can the Seminoles pull the upset? See what happens. LSU versus Clemson. That's gonna be on August 30th at 7:30 p.m. That's a great matchup. Two heavyweight teams. Virginia Tech versus South Carolina is gonna be played on August 31st at 3:30 p.m. Virginia Tech, South Carolina. And then you got the rivalry from old, from the yesteryear is back. Notre Dame at Miami, August 31st at 7:30 p.m. Hard Rock Stadium. Keep your eyes on Carson Beck. He's the new quarterback for Miami. Try to spark this rich roster for Mario Cristobal and the Hurricanes. See what happens. TCU at North Carolina. Obviously, that's September 1st. That'll begin the Bill Belichick era on Labor Day weekend, Labor Day night at 8 o'clock p.m. So that's some of the games that's gonna be keep your eyes on with the schedule. But the schedule is out, so that's what you're gonna keep your eyes on for as that's concerned. A lot of storylines, man. 100 days away from college football. 100 days, you count down to that. 100 days will be college football. Also, keep your eyes on the Archie Manning era against for the title contending Texas Longhorns. No Quinn Ewers, so Texas also open up against Ohio State on the road. So that's gonna be a great game. Keep your eyes on Ohio State. Can they repeat? Georgia and Alabama. Can they respond back? Obviously, Colorado got a huge storyline. Can they survive without Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders? Bill Belichick obviously pushing North Carolina. The schedule is out for college football. The schedule is out. Week 2, week 1. Yeah, all the games out. Just don't know like times of these games. We're going to the week. What's there? What's there? So the college football season starts on August 23rd. what games to keep your eyes on is Michigan and Oklahoma on September 6th. Oklahoma State at Oregon, Notre Dame, Texas A&M on September 13th, Miami versus Florida on September 20th. National championship game is going to be on January 19th, 2026. So everything's out. Everything was the schedule. So that's it for that. And for the college football landscape of things, schedules out. Some of the games are out. Yeah, the whole schedule should be out. So everything starts on August 23rd. Everything's here. Let's get into the NFL. NFL schedule came out this week. The thing that stands out is the Giants have the toughest schedule. Anybody. I mean, yeah, that's crazy, especially if you didn't make the playoffs um, last season. But the Giants had the toughest schedule. New York Giants. That's what it comes down to. They get the schedule. They have the toughest schedule. Now it says here, according to research, the Lions and the Browns among 7 teams with toughest 17 game slates. So it's not just the Giants got the Lions and the Browns, but the Giants they played Washington, they kind of played Dallas, and then the Chiefs. That's their first 3 games. Now the Chiefs, no surprise here, their strength of schedule is pretty tough. They got 7 primetime games. They got to play against the Chargers in Sao Paulo, Eagles, the Giants, Ravens, Jaguars, Lions, Raiders, Commanders, Bills, bye week, then the Broncos, Colts, Cowboys on Thanksgiving, Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, and the Raiders. The Minnesota Vikings play a strength scale of 557. The Chiefs got a schedule 522. You look at Chicago. Look at the Bears, not the Bears. Minnesota. They played the Bears first on Monday night. Then the Falcons, the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Browns, the bye week Eagles, the Chargers, Lions, Ravens, Bears, Packers, Seahawks, Commanders, Giants, the Cowboys and the Giants, and the Lions, and the Packers. The Eagles, the defending champs, play on primetime 5 times. See, they start with the Cowboys on that Thursday night. They play at the Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch. They play the Rams, the Buccaneers, the Broncos, the Giants, Vikings, the Giants, the bye week, the Packers, the Lions, the Cowboys, the Bears, the Chargers, the Raiders, Commanders, and the Bills. The Bears scheduled four primetime games that start the season with the Vikings, the Lions, and the Cowboys, the Raiders, the bye week, the Commanders, the Saints, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Giants, the Vikings, Steelers, Eagles, Packers, Browns, Packers, 49ers, and the Lions. And the Cleveland Browns, they got the third toughest schedule. They play the Bengals, the Ravens, the Packers, the Lions, the Vikings, the Steelers, the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Jets, Ravens, the Raiders, 49ers, Titans, Bears, Bills, Steelers, and the Bengals. And the Giants got the second toughest schedule. Okay, they strength of schedule 571, three prime times games. They got played the Commanders. They start two games on the road at the Commanders, at the Cowboys. Play home against the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. The Chargers at the Saints. Home Eagles at the Broncos, at the Eagles. Home the 49ers, at the Bears. Home the Packers, at the Lions, at the Patriots. Bye week again. Excuse me, they got the first bye week, only bye week, and then they play the Commanders, the Vikings, the Raiders, and the Cowboys. So very tough schedule. But the toughest schedule, according to NFL.com, is the Lions. They start the season at the Packers, home the Bears, at the Ravens on Monday night, Browns at home, at the Bengals, at the Chiefs, Sunday Night Football, home Buccaneers on Monday Night Football bye week. Then they play Vikings at the Commanders, at the Eagles on Sunday Night Football, home the Giants, Packers on Thanksgiving, against the Cowboys on Thursday Night Football, at the Rams, Steelers, they finish at the Vikings and at the Bears. But they have the tough schedule. Lions. Who has the easiest schedule? Easy schedule, you got Carolina Panthers, Miami Dolphins. I'm not gonna go over that. The Buffalo Bills, surprisingly, those have no favorable schedule. New Orleans Saints, the Patriots, Jaguars, and the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not gonna go over that. Maybe put that print that out, have that published in the next article for E52AEsports.com. Okay, the top 10 games of top 2025. Kansas City at Buffalo, November the 2nd. Detroit versus Philadelphia on November 16th. Rams versus Ravens on October 12th. Eagles versus the Chiefs on September 14th. Bengals and the Bills on December 7th. Chicago Bears versus Washington Commanders on October 13th. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Ravens on September 28th. The Broncos and the Texans on November 2nd. Seahawks versus Minnesota on November 30th. And the Steelers and the Packers on October 26th. All right, so that's it. Look at the schedule for the NFL and college football. All right, let's get into on this day in sports history for May the 15th. Let's get into it. 1862 on May 15th, first baseball enclosure opens at Union Grounds in Brooklyn. 1906, May 15th, New York Giants pitcher George Hooks Wiltse struck out four Reds batters in one inning as catcher dropped a third strike. House of the fans in Cincinnati, Ohio. 1918, Washington Senator Walter Johnson pitched a 1-0 18 inning game. 1919, Cincinnati Reds scored 10 runs and top of the 13th to beat the Brooklyn Robins 10-0 at Ebbets Field, Brooklyn, New York City. 1938, Buck O'Neill made his Negro League debut, playing for the Negro League baseball team, Kansas City Monarchs at Ruppert Stadium, Kansas City. Joe DiMaggio started his 56-game win streak on May 15, 1941, with the only RBI in a 13-1 loss to visiting Chicago White Sox. In TV appearances, 1968, May 15, Paul McCartney and John Lennon appeared on The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson to promote Apple Records. Joe Garagiola it was the substitute host. Nolan Ryan of California Angels pitched his first no-hitter against the Kansas City Royals, winning 3-0, 1973. 1981, the Harlem Globetrotters, TV comedy film The Harlem Globetrotters, on Gilligan's Island, aired on NBC. 1989, U.S. Basketball League canceled its summer schedule. Well, this took place on May 15th. That's it for what happened on May 15th, some of the events. Right, so that's it for tonight. Uh, I know it's going with the latest article. It should be on the website, but I don't think it's published yet. Because it's supposed to be out. Should have been out by now, but my latest article should have been out now, but it's not out yet. So I did mostly on the NBA. So I don't know when it's gonna come out. Should have been out on the website, but I'll be having a new article coming out. Definitely gonna write about the NFL schedule, college football schedule, the NBA, maybe baseball, maybe. So that's it for tonight, man. That's it for Elevate 52A Sports and Lifestyles platform. Stream live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 51. About to come to the end, about to be in the books. That'll be it. So that's it for tonight. So I'll be back next Thursday night for episode number 52 of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell. Episode number 52. This includes episode number 51. Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell. It comes out every single Thursday night. After 8 o'clock. Uh, sometimes at 8:30, whenever it is, it's gonna be between 8 and 9 o'clock. But definitely gonna be in to do what I gotta do for episode number 52. Next Thursday night. So until then, have a good night.